In March, my child had to watch a TED Talk in English class, not on anything related to English, but rather oppression and acknowledging privilege. Any parent with a pulse knows that this is wrong.
Why has public school become so mired in extremist politics and a permissive culture that seems to celebrate the latest popular fads like gender fluidity?
And we oppose your efforts to impose critical race theory, an overtly racist doctrine that teaches our children to judge and categorize others based solely on the color of their skin.
Their job is to teach our kids math, science, biology, literature, and that's it, not ideology.
I equally dislike all of you. You all equally done a really bad job. And maybe it's a good time to change something. Maybe start right now.
Well, school board meetings have become pretty raucous forums debating critical race theory and other radical curricula that have kind of found their way, sneaked into the classrooms, if you will. But now Attorney General Merrick Garland has taken an extraordinary step of directing the FBI to monitor these debates, determining, according to his dictates, which protests cross the line from debate to, quote, intimidation and harassment. So what's going on? And clearly a one-sided attack to shut down a very powerful and growing political movement opposed to radicalizing our children's education. Here now is Nicole Neily, president founder of Parents Defending Education. Nicole, great to see you. Thanks for being here. What do you make of this? What do you think's going on?
I mean, I love that you mentioned intimidation and bullying because that's exactly what's taking place. The federal government is going after concerned parents who are lawfully and constitutionally petitioning their elected officials for a redress of grievances. And there are many grievances that parents have. And our elected officials just don't want to hear it, as it turns out. And that's why the National School Board Association sent this extremely suspect letter. And then DOJ jumped into action a mere 5 days later.
Well, this memo that Attorney General has put out is really extraordinary. It says threats against public servants are not only illegal, they run counter to our nation's core values. Well, I don't remember a memo like this when Senator Rand Paul, a public servant, was threatened in Washington, D.C., right outside of the White House, or when Senator Sinema was followed into a bathroom where she continued to be filmed. So it's apparently only a problem if the persons raising their voices are conservatives, right?
Absolutely. And again, these are people who have lawful and perfectly legitimate concerns about how school board officials are shutting off public comment, conducting business via text message to keep things out of open records laws, learning loss, compounding, already poor school performance. People are angry and upset, and they're being ignored. And it turns out that school boards just don't want to deal with that. They don't want the blowback. So our elected officials know better than we do, and we should just shut up and sit down.
Well, that's precisely, by the way, what a former elected official who wants to become an elected official again, Terry McAuliffe, said at a recent debate. Let me just play that tape for you. Roll tape.
I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach. I get really tired of everybody running down teachers. I love our teachers. And what they have done through COVID, these are real heroes that deserve our respect.
So that was an incredible admission. He doesn't think parents should have anything to do with what's taught in the schools. I mean, parents pay for it. It's their children. And our education system is based on a local system of education, not one dictated by the teachers' unions or the folks inside the Beltway.
Yeah, this is being done to our children with our tax dollars in our name. It is insult to injury. I think if we can say that there was a silver lining to COVID, it's that so many parents suddenly had a window into what has actually been taking place in our schools over the past several years.
Bingo. By the way, we have to mention one thing that came out over the weekend, that Garland, the Attorney General's son-in-law, works for an organization, I think it's called Panorama Education, and they sort of peddle this woke curricula and make money off it. So there's a clear conflict of interest there, right?
Absolutely. We received that from a tipster, and we were able to publicize it. It's appalling, and I'm glad that America First Legal has jumped into action, filing a request with the Department of Justice Office of Inspector General, asking them to look into this. I mean, he should have disclosed it. Yeah. It seems like it's definitely an ethical violation, and so it's huge concern.
It really is. Finally, I think what's going on, by the way, the Tea Party movement is what essentially changed Congress in 2010. It became the tip of the spear that got rid of the Democrats in a leadership leadership position. I think they're worried that it's the school board protesters who are going to do the same in the 2022 midterm elections. That's what's going on. They want to defang that political movement before the midterms. And we got to leave it at that. But you've been doing great work exposing a lot of this stuff. Thank you for being here. Come back and see us again, okay?
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, Nicole.